They even have a cloud layer now in Google Earth, and we can enjoy looking at the clouds, sort of whimsical, on top of Henry Popple's 1733 map of North America. Finally, Google Earth is moving towards doing, through SketchUp, various kinds of virtual reality. Here's the Golden Gate Bridge on top of my 1915 map of San Francisco. We can fly in Google Earth across the Pacific Ocean and come into Beijing on this 1930 map and look at a buildup of Tiananmen Square. So Google Earth is moving towards more kinds of virtual reality. It'll be interesting to see how this evolves. This spring we're also going to be adding the same 120 historical maps that are in Google Earth to Google Maps, using their very robust API and working with a group in France called GeoGarage. This is the Cassini map of France from 1750 in Google Maps. So in this new space, a map is not just a map. It can have many identities that will connote different aspects of its core meaning. I want to show two detailed examples of how historical maps can be transformed again and again by software. This 1733 map by Henry Popple of North America, and then we'll look at three maps of New York City from the 19th century. Looking first at the Henry Popple, we see it in the Luna application. This is one sheet of the 20-sheet map in the Popple Atlas. We can look at that atlas by opening the QuickTime panoramic views of my library and turning and see the atlas in book form in my library. We can then click on that in the QuickTime VR. It's hot linked and it goes into the Luna application and opens up the map. We can zoom into it. Looking at the map in the Luna application itself, we can see all 20 sheets of the atlas. We can look at them in the workspace separately. Then we can combine them into one composite map. This map is 2 gigabytes in size, was one of the largest maps we put online. We can zoom in and then we can start doing a mashup of other maps that relate to it from different time periods and different kinds of views. Finally, we take that Popple map and put it on ESRI's Arc Globe. Now we can see it in a global context. It has yet another kind of meaning. Do transparency, see whether it's accurate or not in various areas, and no longer being limited to just straight on zooming and panning, we now are more in a virtual world where we can fly over the map, going up the east coast of the United States to the area around New York, and then going over to the headwaters of the Mississippi River and going down the Mississippi, crossing over Old St. Louis to New Orleans and the Delta, and then spaceship-like moving up again and rotating the map back to where we started. So that we've put into Google Earth so that it's publicly accessible. Let's look at a second example. Here's the Colton 1836 that's above us in Second Life in the Luna application. Can compare it to the 1852 map by Drips and the 1865 maps by Egbert-Veely showing all the watercourses. In Luna we see them very faithful to the original. We can look at them in appropriate scale next to each other. We can zoom in and see them coming into the Murray Hill area here. We see them in a manner very faithful to the original. Now we move into ArcIMS, a GIS, and in the quad viewer we can see all three maps now, same scale, same orientation, along with the aerial view of New York. And then finally, let's see the three maps in Google Earth, 1836, 1865, and 1852. We can overlay the highways, we can twist them, we can turn them, see them in relation to Long Island, And we can do transparency moving from the 52 to the 65 to the 1836 and then to the aerial view, the satellite view of Manhattan Island. Now here we are in Second Life, the latest iteration, yet another way of looking at this map, and to me this is very exciting. We can actually take this map and with our avatars we can stand on it. We get the real sensation of standing. Here I am down at the Battery. I've walked all the way uptown. I'm moving to the distributing reservoir, which is the site of the New York Public Library. And I have a whole other way of looking at this map. It feels enormous to me. I can fly up over it and then drop down onto the world map that is at the front of the Welcome Center. This transformation continues here in Second Life, where we offer wonderful ways to experience these maps in a new form. The scale is huge. We have maps stretched out over 4 sims and extending hundreds of meters up into the sky. The experience can be shared with others. You can add your own notations on the world map that we just crossed over and comments, and you can take away over 50 maps, viewers, and globes to your own places in Second Life and pass them on to others. So Second Life offers all the elements of a digital library, plus importantly it's a place to fly over and into the maps and walk on the maps and get to know them in a whole new way. I think the quality of the build here is a real tribute to Centric and its team. They've taken a great deal of care in crafting this world. I look forward to working with them on several new projects we'll try here, bringing more maps into the island and showing them in new ways. I'm excited that we'll be able to redefine what a map library is and can be right here on these map islands. Cartographers have long used globes as a means of comprehending the world in one view and the heavens. Here's a pocket globe from 1731 with the heavens in the case. This thing is about 3 inches in diameter and we can see the whole celestial sphere. Here's the modern version of the pocket globe. Google Earth and Google Sky with the celestial globe around it. The computer version is a similar kind of pocket reality in that it's portable and self-contained, yet it also expands itself through linking, sharing, turning, combining, and all the things we've been looking at. Virtual globes such as NASA's Whirlwind, Google Earth, Microsoft's Virtual Earth, ESRI's Arc Globe, and here seeing the globes in the virtual world of Second Life, all these virtual globes will play a very large role in our view of what mapping is and how GIS advances. The special reality of working with these globes in Second Life is very compelling to me because it adds human scale so well, as we can see looking at Map Darwin exploring the globe spaces on this island. Virtual globes will be part of the growth of mapping services that will include public GIS access, 3D buildings, virtual worlds, tools to create maps and to annotate maps online, and the building of Web 2.0 digital map libraries made by users in a kind of GeoWiki. To conclude, for me, one of the most interesting directions of GIS and maps, looking ahead to the next decade, is the fusion of 3D GIS, virtual globes, and virtual reality spaces, a kind of second Earth. Inside such a space is my map avatar, Map Darwin, sitting here on the orrery looking at the celestial globe transformed by GIS, inspired originally by Google Earth and Sky, and now made superscale in Second Life. I think the creator of this celestial globe over 200 years ago in Rome, Giovanni Cassini, would agree that digital technologies have indeed given his marvelous work truly a second life.